Emma Lenny Benyeni Loko, Esiku Dede Asiku yi. Hello everyone, it's Aderonke again. I hope your day is going well. Today I'll be teaching another riddle, another Àpamọ. Àpamọ. And I've titled this video Òkun ye, but that's only part of the full riddle. Àlọ́ is a general name for things that are not straightforward. So it could be a tale, a fable, a riddle, whatever the case may be. Àlọ́ is how we describe them. Is the thing, or the thing that is. It's a noun maker. Lọ́ is to twist. So the thing that is twisted, the thing that is not straightforward, that is not just a simple statement. So a fable, with its twists and turns, literally, or riddle, or something that you need to think about, something that has some suspense to it, you could say. So the full riddle is Òkun ye. So ye is shrunk into ye. So if you prefer, you can say Òkun ye, or you could just say Òkun ye, whichever you prefer. Osanho ya, whichever you prefer as well. Osanho ya, ya. Ẹja aborí lùùlù. Ẹja aborí lùùlù torí bọ̀. Ẹja aborí lùùlù torí bọ̀. Or you could say ọmọ burúkú torí bọ̀. Tàbí is or. Tàbí or. Ẹja aborí lùùlù torí bọ̀. Ọmọ burúkú torí bọ̀. Whichever you prefer. There are two viable options. Some people would prefer to say Òkun ye, Osanho ya. Ẹja aborí lùùlù torí bọ̀. Some would prefer to say Òkun ye, Osanho ya. Ọmọ burúkú torí bọ̀. So whichever you prefer. Either is correct. Òkun ye. What does it mean? Òkun is sea. Òkun is the sea. Is. It suggests that something is happening or it happens. O is to rage. So is raging because comes before. Suggests that something is happening. The sea is raging, and the ye, or if you prefer, you could say ye is onomatopoeic. So it suggests intensely. It's ye. In and of itself, it has no meaning to it per se. It's just onomatopoeia for intensity. Intensely. Òkun ye. Òkun ye. And then the second part, Osanho ya. Osanho ya. Osa is the lagoon. Is ho, rage, so is raging. Ya, or ya, onomatopoeia for intensely. Ẹja aborí lùùlù torí bọ̀. If you prefer, you could say ọmọ burúkú torí bọ̀. Ẹja is the fish. Aborí, abiori is aborí. Abiori, the one that has, abi, the one or the thing that has something, whatever the subsequent noun is, possesses a quality or has something or is a certain way. Abi, the one that has. Ori is the head. Lùùlù is onomatopoeia for big. Lùùlù. Aborí lùùlù lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ògiri is a description for side partners outside of an established relationship, like a side chick or something, like a concubine. Say aborí lùùlù lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ògiri, but that's for a different video. Ẹja aborí lùùlù, the fish that has a big head. Ẹja aborí lùùlù. Tàbí or ọmọ burúkú. Ọmọ is the child. Burúkú can be bad, but also like bad in quotes. So a daredevil, someone who couldn't care less about rules and regulations, or whatever is established. I think now, I don't know if it's Yoruba Gen Z people that are doing it, the Gen Z folks, or maybe even people my age group. But but I see people call one another omolile like these days too. Like lile is like hard, but like I don't know if it's intended to mean stubborn or like bad guy or but the Yoruba version. Omolile. I see people abawoni omolile. Anyway, aborí lùùlù tàbí ọmọ burúkú torí bọ̀. Torí is two words combined. T ori, to push or dive the head. Push or dive. T. So because a noun comes after, it becomes T. If I don't already have a video about this, I will make one. If I do, I'll just link it so that you can watch it, about why it becomes T. You know, the word itself is T, to push, to dive, but T is what it becomes. Ori is the head. Bo, into it. Bo, into it. The fish that has a big head, or a child that is a daredevil, pushes their head into it. So let's see the translation. Òkun hó ye, Òkun hó ye ye ye. The sea is raging intensely. Òkun hó ye ye ye, Òkun hó ye. The sea is raging intensely. Ọ̀sán hó ya, Ọ̀sán hó ya ya ya. The lagoon is raging intensely. Ọ̀sán hó ya, Ọ̀sán hó ya ya ya. The lagoon is raging intensely. Ẹja aborí lùùlù torí bọ̀. Or ọmọ burúkú torí bọ̀. The big-headed fish, or the daredevil child, whichever you choose, dives their head into it. Ẹja aborí lùùlù torí bọ̀. Ọmọ burúkú torí bọ̀. The big-headed fish, or the daredevil child, dives their head into it. The solution to that riddle, and I can give you some time to think about it as well. The sea is raging, and the lagoon is raging. You know, doesn't seem reasonably like a good time to dive, but there is a stubborn child, and that's a metaphor for something, of course, that finds that suitable, that thinks, yeah, perfect time for me to dive in. What could it be? It's the turning stick, the orogun, or omorogun, omorogun. So when you want to make a meal like amala, for instance, and we have meals like that, the meals that you typically use the turning stick for, the orogun for, the water has to be boiling before you can put the flour into it and like stir and roll and do whatever you need to solidify the flour. So that's the perfect time for this kitchen utensil to then be used. So, I mean, naturally it doesn't seem like a good idea, or at least it wouldn't seem like it is. The sea here is the pot of boiling water, is raging, and the lagoon is raging. That's a metaphor for water is boiling, and it's like you can hear it's past the sizzling stage at this point. You can hear the bubbles even. It's boiling. And this stubborn child, this big-headed fish, this daredevil decides that it's the perfect time for them to dip their head into it, to dive their head into it, or to dive into it. Ẹja aborí lùùlù torí bọ̀, ọmọ burúkú torí bọ̀, òkun hó yé, it's boiling. Ọ̀sán hó ya, it's boiling. Ọmọ burúkú torí bọ̀, ẹja aborí lùùlù torí bọ̀. This is the stubborn child that dips their head into a raging sea, or a raging lagoon. So that's the riddle. And back in the day, it would have been something that kept children thinking, of course. An elder goes, alo, 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 alo. Like I'm about to tell you something to think about, something that is twisted, that is not just a simple statement like, oh, I went to the market yesterday. This is supposed to engage you in some way. Òkun ho ye, ọ̀sán ho ya, ọmọ burúkú torí Kíni o, like what is it? And then the children guess. Ìgbà kan ni o, rárá o, orí Fọlákẹ́ ni o, rárá, I don't know. Like people will come up with funny stuff and the others would laugh and so forth. But the solution to that riddle is this. So of course that was I know it's difficult to think that there was a time when people lived without Facebook and Instagram and the internet in general. Like how did they cope? How did they survive one day? Did they not die? Yeah, there were many forms of entertainment that were more engaging and had you thinking. You used your brain a lot. So that's it. If you have any questions or you have any suggestions for a riddle, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day and bye for now.